A Stone Mountain great-grandmother was facing a possible eviction when her 9-year-old great-granddaughter came in to save her home. Yes, it sounds unbelievable, but it is a Better Call Harry story with the Harry Samler here at Atlanta News First Investigates. I'm Anastasia Olmos with Behind the Investigation. Harry, how is this true? How is this possible?
You gave away the best surprise of the story, but it's okay. I knew you were going to do that.
The best detail.
I did not know that I had a following. This is behind the investigation after all, but I found out that I have apparently 9-year-olds love me. I'm going to start a kids show.
They know when there's a problem, they know who to call, right? And that's what we want Atlanta to do as well, and all of Georgia.
You know, this is one of those stories that it's a simple story. She lives in a one-bedroom apartment, and she starts getting notifications about a high water bill. But it's way higher than she's used to paying. And so she's having a conversation about it. And the 9-year-old says, Better call Harry. We have that reaction coming up. But there's all kinds of surprises in this story. And the best thing about this piece is that you never know going in, Stassi, you know this.
Oh, yeah.
What you're going to get on a story. It may sound like, a water bill story. This is not visual. This is not...
We get the emails, we get the calls.
Right. But sometimes you get on the phone and you get lucky and you get a character and you get a story with the character and everything just kind of comes together. And that is what happened here.
Most people don't worry about their water bill until it skyrockets. A Stone Mountain great-grandmother knew her bill was wrong, but the apartment complex wouldn't accept the rent until she paid it.
Afraid of being evicted, she turned to Atlanta News First consumer investigator Better Call Harry for some help.
I've used that dishwasher under you one time since I've been here. Once.
India Pullen could live in a desert and be fine.
I rarely cook, so I don't wash dishes.
Her water conservation skills are exceptional. So if I look in this dishwasher, there's not going to be anything in here.
It's going to be plastic where it is storage.
Oh my God, it is storage. There's more than enough Tupperware for a party, and the water she drinks is delivered. Wait a second, you're not even using their water to drink?
No.
She lives at the View Senior Apartments in Stone Mountain. She's been there 10 years, loves it, and says the water bill averages $30 to $40 a month.
This is my shower. No bathtub.
But a few months ago, her bill took off like a rocket.
Zero, left top, that's right.
Went from $30 to $231 to $580. There must be a leak. We checked under the sink.
You have no leaks.
The toilet and the water heater.
Any leaks in here?
No.
And we checked the meter. With everything off, it didn't budge. So what's the story here? It's this late notice that India found taped to her door. In bold text, management said she must pay or June's rent may not be accepted. That could give them grounds for an eviction.
What was it like to get this bill on your door?
You want the truth? I was very angry.
There's something you need to know about India. She's a trailblazer. Seriously. Congressman Hank Johnson gave her a Trailblazer Award for her community work, and although she doesn't look it, she's a great grandmother. 3 kids, 9 grandkids, and 17 great-grandkids.
Okay, Shamiria, Ricky, Talia, Gabby, Joseph, Jeremiah, Carter, Christopher, Bailey, Corey.
Occasionally, one comes over.
But they're not all here. You're not constantly
Oh, no.
turning on water, flushing toilets.
Oh, no.
So what's the problem? The meter is wireless. Could it be a misread? Possibly, but she didn't get answers until we got involved. And the View's corporate management agreed. We've also let her know that we do not feel those charges are appropriate and a credit is being issued. This means India can redirect her attention to her grandkids and great-grandkids. Take a look at this. This is the chart she created to keep track of everyone's birthday.
So wait a second. Who told you to contact me?
My 9-year-old great granddaughter. I vented to my daughter, which is her grandmother, and she said, better call Harry. And I'm like, what?
Who? Go ahead and thank her because don't thank me. She's the reason this bill came down.
Thank you to Leah and all my little nosy great grandchildren that know everything that's going on in the world more than me.
Thank goodness for the nosy great
Yeah,
grandchildren.
Talia knows what's up, doesn't she?
And we have Harry in studio with us now.
I'm really impressed she knows all her grandchildren's names, let alone, but
We ran out of time. We didn't get all the names on the screen, but she knows all of them. Trust me on that one. You know what? We're doing this story because there is a takeaway here. I know the bill didn't seem like a lot, but it was because of what she had. And also, what was she supposed to do? She did exactly what she was supposed to do. She paid her rent, and she included a $40 water bill payment on top of that. That was the high end of her bill, so it wasn't like she didn't pay anything. So if you are in a similar situation and it's between payment or the possibility of eviction, legal experts say pay that balance and keep fighting, even if it means going to small claims court. Don't do anything that could put an eviction on your record.
It's that lesson that kids are always listening, but I want to know how she heard about you. Was she watching the news?
I don't know. I mean, I guess she must have had our excellent station on at the time, and must have seen Atlanta News First, or she saw a promo, but somehow.
This is, solutions reporting at its best.
Yeah,
right here.
she tells her great grandmother who to call, and then we get it all resolved. And one thing I want to add to this story, this is kind of an update. The great grandmother tells me, India, basically. She told me that there were other people in the building that were having similar issues. So we reached out to management, and they were very nice, and they responded immediately to all of this and said that if anybody else in the building has an issue, please bring that notice to them. And it just sounds like maybe, the meters are read wirelessly.
Yeah.
Sometimes signals get crossed. Sometimes there's an error, But, when a bill goes up this much, when you go from $30 to over $200 and you're on
Red flag.
fixed income, that's a lot of money.
Yes. Yes.
So we're glad to see that we got this resolved and to know that I am truly famous.
Yeah, he finally found that out over
Yes.
here. After how many years?
10. This is my 10th year, by the way.
Oh, yes, that's coming up, your anniversary.
This is my 10th year doing Better Call Harry.
And see, I kind of beat myself up because I'm like, well, I want to get solutions like Harry does. But,
You do.
But let's circle back here with the renters' rights stories that I've been doing.
Right.
I haven't gotten a lot of solutions from the property management companies, from the owners, from the landlords. And you make a phone call here and, you're able to help all of these residents with their water bills. I'm not saying that I don't do that, but I'm saying how did you get them to respond to you when even the residents weren't getting responses?
Well, you talk about renters' rights, and it's difficult in Georgia because it's very it's a very
Very little
landlord-friendly state. There's no rent control or anything like that. And, renters do have rights, but you still have to go through the process of making your case, and you want to do everything that you can to avoid an eviction. In this case, you were asking me that question, how did I get this resolved?
Yeah, do you make a phone call? Walk me through that process.
Well, no, actually, we sent an email. I sent an email, and I sent a copy of the bill. I sent her explanation, and I let them know, hey, look, we're not doing this to, vilify your complex. They have good reviews, and she does love living at this particular
her home was
complex.
gorgeous, yeah.
It's just like, here's the issue. How did this happen? We're doing a story. Can we get a response? Because we're going to be reporting it in a few days, and they just immediately responded.
Immediately.
So I think on something like that, it depends on management. There was a little bit of luck here, but there is an important takeaway, and that is if you receive a bill from your management company where you're living, don't ignore that bill. And if they put a notice on your door that says we're not accepting rent unless you pay this, you need to be the squeaky wheel and fight it.
Yeah.
But should you withhold rent? Absolutely not. Should you withhold that payment even though you know it's incorrect? You have to weigh that out. And this is not coming from me, this is coming from legal experts. You know, we do a lot of work with Atlanta Legal Aid. And the last thing you want to do is have them file for an eviction because it's like having it's like a separate credit report that it's shared. And once it goes, once it's on there, it's on there. Even if you beat it in court, it's still there. And you move again, you have to explain what happened. So should you pay it? If you can afford to pay it and fight it, yes.
Right.
That's what you should do. Don't withhold rent ever. Don't withhold payment. Don't go beyond that 30 days because you just end up in a whole lot of trouble.
Right. I always say document everything, so start that paper trail. So the emails that they may be emailing their landlord or the phone calls they're making, document everything you can. That way, when it does come time to fighting anything in court, that you have the record that you were, you know, going against this possible water bill that, you know, is not yours, and you don't have that eviction to fight, but instead you're kind of backtracking instead of fighting an eviction.
Right. So I'm glad this worked out, and this is one of my favorite stories ever. And another little behind the scenes as we say goodbye here. Notice how I'm ending the podcast. Although I do love
Harry wants to
talking
go.
with you, but we have a couple more to do. All right, so I'm getting ready. Actually, I left a microphone behind. I was down at my car and had to go back to the apartment. So I went back and picked up the microphone, the little lavalier microphone. And as I'm leaving, I look up on the wall and I saw that chart that she had, which we totally missed it. The chart that has everybody's birthday, these little tags for January, February, March. And I'm like, oh my God, we have to include this in the story. And it turned out being one of the highlights, I think, because she's busy every weekend of every month, with the exception, I think, of July. There was one birthday in July, but the rest of the time she's doing birthday parties every weekend.
One of my favorite parts of the full story that you had, I'm not sure if you put this in the article or not, but where she said she purposely got a 1-bedroom apartment so that the kids wouldn't be there all the time. Because can you imagine that many kids? You'd think, okay, the water bill is super high, but she goes, no, I have a 1-bedroom apartment so I can have my peace here, and it should not be this high.
Exactly, because she spends all of her time. I mean, she basically has a full-time job helping out all of her children, her grandchildren, and her great-grandchildren. That's amazing.
Yeah. All right. So, Better Call Harry. He has his own tip line. You can email. You can call us. I actually help him monitor that because we get a lot of people from all over Georgia that reach out with issues like this, and we do hope to be able to get to them and to get solutions like this. We know that $500 may, it'd be like, oh, just pay it and move on, but we want to make sure that we are able to help everybody that we can. So go ahead and send us any of your tips that you might have, any issues that the Better Call Harry can help you out with, and hopefully get you a solution.
Right, and Better Call Harry at WANF.com.
All right.
Thanks
so much.
That's where you send it.
For listening. Yes, you can head over to the website right now. We have all of our videos, our articles. We actually have a YouTube channel where all of our stuff is also going up, especially these podcasts. If you're listening to it on YouTube, we're also on anywhere where you stream your podcast, Apple, Spotify. And you know what? If you just Google us, you're going to be able to find us. Atlanta News First Investigates. Thanks for listening.